What's up, guys? It's JC from WarriorsOCR, and I'm here to give you some of my thoughts on my first Goruck event. I did it last week. It was a Goruck Light, and it was the Jersey Devil Light at Pine Barrens, New Jersey. Here's my patch. As you can see, I'm proudly wearing. I really had such a great time at this event, and I'm not gonna go into like all the specifics and what exactly happened. Really, I think if you are interested in doing a Goruck and you want to know more about it, just do one. You won't regret it at all. Um, I'll kind of just talk about some of the highlights, my favorite moments, and how I felt with my training, my gear, and all that stuff. So, where do I start? I guess I'll start with training. So, leading up to the event, it was kind of a last minute decision to sign up for the Goruck. I signed up about a month before the event. Prior to that, I was training for a Spartan Super, which is the one in Mount Creek, which I'm going to do in about a week. The two events are about 3 weeks apart. So I figured, it'll be a good challenge and a good training motivation to get me ready for the Super. So prior to that, I was doing Obstacle Dominator 2.0, and I was following the Super plan. And then when I decided to sign up for the Goruck, I switched over to Goruck's 6-week training plan. I started at like week 3 or something, basically to end up at the event on the final week. I believe that this training plan put me in pretty good shape for the event. I'd say that my shoulders were pretty much ready to carry my ruck for the 5.5 hours that we were out there, and I feel like the PT was pretty manageable. So I would definitely recommend for a Goruck Light. I think the 6-week training plan that's on Goruck's actual website is adequate enough. I don't know if that would hold you over for a tough, but definitely good enough for a light. So the actual event, we were out there for about 5.5 hours, and I would say that there were a lot of breaks. There was some story time about the Jersey Devil. There was some time, obviously, when you're getting briefed about the next objective. You have some breaks, so it's not exactly 5.5 hours of continuous work. I would say that we were moving probably about maybe 70% of that time. That may be a little generous too. So, and even when we were moving, it wasn't at a ridiculous pace. There were a lot of people there who had done the tough the night before, and there were a lot of people who looked like it was their first fitness event ever, and you can see that they were in respective shape. And some people were out of breath, some people had knees that were hurting, ankles, etc. So because we're supposed to move as a group, we didn't move that quickly. I would say the PT in the beginning was probably about 20-30 minutes long, and it really wasn't that bad. But again, this isn't my first fitness event. I've been doing Spartans, so I would say I'm in pretty decent shape. If you're contemplating about doing your first Goruck, I definitely recommend it no matter what fitness level you are. You might find it too easy, or you might find it too difficult, but in the end, I think you'll get a lot more than just the physical challenge. I think what I enjoyed the most about Goruck is really the team experience, and the people that were there are just awesome. You come there as a group of individuals and you leave as a team. You learn to do everything as a team, whether it's 4-count squats, or rucking from point A to point B, or whether it's carrying a log a couple miles. you really learn how to work as a team, and the cadre really know how to push you to your limits, so that once you reach your limits, you have to depend on your team, and you have to depend on your mental strength and your resiliency to keep pushing. And that's something that's really unique to Goruck. Um, Obviously, if you're doing a Spartan, you get to that point where you really have to find your inner strength to keep going, especially if you're doing something like a beast or ultra beast. But what I love is that in a Goruck you can really count on your teammates to help you push through. So some of my favorite moments were, I'd say at one point we were rucking. It was about a half mile or a mile or so, and we had to do Indian sprints, and as the person in the back was running to the front, he or she had to yell out a fact about him or herself, and these got really funny. At first they were kind of boring because, I guess we were still breaking the ice. My first fact was that I like to write music or something really boring like that. But then somebody yelled out that he's 59 and can still get an erection, and one lady yelled out that she had fake boobs, and then one guy after that yelled out that he likes to motorboat. So you can see that we were having a great time. We were having a lot of fun, and there was actually a pretty good deal of laughter throughout this event. And I think that's, again, one of the beauties of the Goruck event, is that you can enjoy while you're all suffering as a team. And there's such a huge sense of camaraderie. The hardest part of the night was definitely the last part where it got dark. This was in, I believe, Wharton State Forest, and it's not like other Goruck challenges where it's in a city with a lot of city lights or street lights. There's no lights at all. So it got pretty dark. We were carrying this pretty big log that we could get maybe, I don't know, 7 to 10 people under. And so that was one team, and then there was the rank on the side that was carrying the team weights as well as any casualties from when the sharks were out. I felt really bad because I was the first casualty because I didn't know what the game was, but basically if you let the cadre break through your rank, you're supposed to hold, if you let go of the person's ruck in front of you and you let the cadre break through your rank, you and the person in front of you become a casualty. So I didn't really know what we were doing, and I was the first casualty. So I was being fireman's carried for a little bit until I was recovered. But no, it was kind of during this point of the night that I first started to feel tired and really had to resort to my inner strength or whatever. I did know that this point was going to come during this event, because I think that's really what the cadre want to do. They kind of want to break you down to the point where you really have to learn how to push through mentally. So I did do a lot of mental preparation before the event. One of the things that I did was meditate and really spend a lot of time reading certain passages in the Bible, and that's where I get my inspiration from. In particular, Joshua chapter 1 verse 9, where the Lord says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for I the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Also Psalm 23, which is a very beautiful psalm, which has always been my words of encouragement, as well as Romans chapter 8, the end of that, where it says, we are, in all these things we are more than conquerors. And then it says, for I am convinced that neither death nor life, etc., 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 will be able to separate us from the love of God. Um, yes. So that and some other scriptures were the ones that I really meditated on and really internalized and memorized, so that when I reached that point during the night, I would just recite it to myself. And the Lord gives you strength, and everything that you do, no matter how physically tired you are. And I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Um, it was kind of a symbolic night, as it was the Jersey Devil, Goruck, and so what I took it to be was, you know, actually seeking out the devil and conquering him, which we did very well. Um, and I'm glad that, I felt that I was able to do more than just survive. I was sore for a couple days, um, but the actual event felt a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm looking forward to the next ones. I may want to do another light because I know that the difficulty really varies. Um, and I know that the next light I do might be, 2 times as difficult as this one. This was probably on the easier side. And maybe because like 18 out of 34 people were new, including me, so I don't know if the cadre were going easy on us. Um, so I may do another light before I do another tough, or I might just go straight to a tough. So we'll see. But I really learned a lot leading up to the event, during the event, and reflecting after the event. Um, and I really encourage you guys, those who are looking for a different type of challenge, or um, some type of experience that'll push you to your limits or past your limits. This is one that is a great experience, and not just this, but all types of obstacle course racing or adventure racing. You really get out in the elements and push your body um, to its true limits. So yeah, so I do have a blog, so it's WarriorsOCR.blogspot.com, where I posted an after action report with a little bit more detail, as far as gear, nutrition, training, and the actual event. What we actually did during the event. So please check it out, and make sure you leave your comments below and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.